think the natural fallout is disappointment. Wasn't a great performance, but it's 3 points, so I don't think it needs to be anything more major than it was. I think it's 2 defeats in a row, which isn't good, but we've got the opportunity tomorrow night to make amends for it and get 3 points, which again is 3 points. If we don't win it, it's no dramas. We're in a position that isn't where we'd like to be, but it's still not a bad position. It's better than where other boys are, but we just need to make sure we stick together and as I said, hopefully get the win tomorrow night.
Is it important not to look at the league table at the moment?
Look, I think people will always see the league table. Players will see it, whether it pops up on social media or your parents or your friends are talking about it. But I think we should all have been in football long enough that it shouldn't affect how it matters, how your performance, how your preparation is. As I said, it's 3 points, and if we get 3 points tomorrow night, the league changes again. We just need to stay relaxed, stay together. I think that's important that the full squad, we don't try and point fingers, which hasn't been done, hasn't happened. We're disappointed because it's not good enough, but we stay together, we work hard and continue to do things. We've been doing very well. I think we've went off track maybe the last couple of games. Isn't helped when somebody gets sent off after 20 minutes, but the good news is we've got a game tomorrow night to hopefully get the 3 points.
Do you feel that a positive result, wherever that may come, can then turn the momentum, and then that will...
I think momentum,
yeah.
If you're looking at the bigger picture, trying to say, 2 defeats, we're in terrible form, we're going to get relegated. If you stretch the horizon slightly, or broaden your horizon, I think we're one of the better forms out of the bottom 4 or bottom 6. So a couple of bad results, albeit the results have been a bit heavier than maybe you'd have liked them to be. But 2 defeats are 2 defeats. It's 6 points we've lost, and I don't think there's anything to be panicking about. We've been in great form before that, and circumstances and games that change in minutes. As I said, we didn't start well against Hamilton, but when you go 2-0 down with a sending off, it makes it a very, very difficult task. And then obviously on Saturday there, maybe was not the best performance and disappointing, but again, it's one game that was difficult with circumstances and one that was a bad performance. I don't think we need to look into it any more than that. The only way we can show that is by going in with the right mindset tomorrow night to get the 3 points against a good St Mirren side who are where we maybe felt we should have been at the start of the season, but we haven't been good enough. The league doesn't lie, and we need to make sure that hopefully tomorrow night we just put in a performance, a Motherwell performance, one that everyone can be proud of, and if that gets us the 3 points, great. If it doesn't, then we go again and look to the following game.
Forget the last 2 games, what were the positive things you were feeling under the new manager that you can build on from now on?
I think just general positivity. I think we've been having to analyse our games ourselves, put in clips of what we felt we've done well. He wants everything to be positive because we can't dwell on it too long. He said a few words more privately with players and in our selective groups like defenders, midfielders, attackers to speak about the negatives. But on the whole, the full atmosphere is about to try to be positive. There's not much achieved when negativity's around. It can come into a club and fester and make it very, very difficult to get out. It can make it a rut. I certainly don't feel that's the case with ourselves, which is why the 2 defeats I think is pretty irrelevant to everyone wanting to say we're the off-form team. So no, I think it's we get back to defending the way the manager set us up to defending, and again hopefully we've got a couple of players back tomorrow night, and then if you want to be negative and say we're down and we're looking for lifts, you've got 4 or 5 players very, very close to coming back, and with every player coming back it'll be like a new signing. So I've no doubt that if you want to be negative, we can look at the split when we're going to have a good chunk of players back and be a right force. The grass will grow again, so I'm sure getting the ball will be a bit easier. So no, it's lots of positivity. I think disappointed with the previous games, but again, it's 3 points was lost last week, and it's crucial we get, or on Saturday, and it's crucial we get 3 points tomorrow night.